So it's October 2021. It's COVID lockdown in my city, so I've been indoors inside my room for the past couple days. I'm about to start my third gaming session of the day. My eyes are just hurting from staring at my screen all day. My energy's low because I just ate a bunch of chocolate and cereal. I'm just feeling so empty, not actually wanting to play this game, but I had nothing better to do. After that, I wanted to go for a walk, just a quick 5-minute walk, just to see the sun, get some fresh air, start feeling a bit better because I was kind of feeling a bit stuffy because I'd been inside for a few days. But I couldn't get the motivation and the energy to actually leave my house. It felt like I was climbing Mount Everest, but I was just leaving my house. Compare that to a few days ago, when I woke up at sunrise. Before I even ate breakfast, I played an hour of squash. I went to the gym and lifted weights for an hour. And then I did 1 hour of intense focused work, all before my first meal of the day. And I actually loved it. How enjoyable you find an activity is relative to all the other activities you're doing in your life. So I found doing those 3 intense activities really easy and enjoyable because those are really the only fun activities I do in my day. I don't do any of those things that I used to do during lockdown, like video games, junk food, watching YouTube all day. So these activities that give you a lot of dopamine and a lot of pleasure right now, we can call those instant gratification activities because they give you instant pleasure right now. Stuff like video games, porn, sugar, social media, drugs, and those activities that give you a lot less dopamine but give you gratification in the long run, we can call those delayed gratification activities. For example, exercising, reading, meditating, working. The more of these high instant gratification activities you have in your life, the harder and more boring these delayed gratification activities are going to seem relative to this. Because your brain is always going to try to do the activity that gives it the most dopamine. So if you're doing these easy, high reward, instant gratification activities, then your brain is always going to be craving those. And it's not going to crave and want to do these harder activities. That's why now, when I don't do a lot of these instant gratification, high reward activities, I actually find these harder activities so much more enjoyable, and I actually crave them. I'm going to go to the gym later today, and I'm actually looking forward to it. Like, I'm excited to go. I was looking forward to filming this video because I don't get my dopamine, I don't get my pleasure from anywhere else. I only get enjoyment. The only source of dopamine in my life is these harder activities. And the biggest objection that I've heard for this is that, oh, you just got to enjoy life, bro. Why are you taking away all the fun parts of life? Why are you making life so boring? Fun is relative. So when you take away these activities, these instant gratification activities, actually the delayed gratification activities become funner. Like, I only mostly do delayed gratification activities now, and I'm enjoying my life way more than when I was mainly doing instant gratification activities. And they're making my life better in the long run. So my life is getting better every day, and I'm enjoying each day more. And you don't really know this until you actually try to live this life. Until you actually reduce the instant gratification in your life, you don't know what kind of joy your life is capable of. But most of the people who are objecting this have never tried it. They've never tried to do a dopamine detox, which is technically what this is, and reduced their instant gratification activities. They've never tried it. And when you try it, you will never want to go back. I never want to go back to this lifestyle of just constantly doing instant gratification activities. For me, the best periods of my life were when I was doing 0 instant gratification. It sounds extreme, it sounds crazy, But once I've tried it, I never wanted to go back. Like, I would literally just be sitting in an empty room and I'd be enjoying life. Earlier, like a year ago or so, if I was sitting in an empty room, I'd be so bored out of my mind. I'd be craving, at least to scroll through my phone or something. I couldn't stand in line for more than 5 minutes without wanting to pull out my phone and go check my notifications. But now I can literally just sit in an empty room and just be like, wow, existence is amazing. I don't need anything on top of my existence to enjoy it. It's just enjoyable existing. You got to be open-minded to it. You can't object it because your brain is going to want to deny it pretty much instantly. When you hear about this reducing your instant gratification and doing a dopamine detox, your brain probably generated like 100 excuses why you shouldn't do that. The reason is because you're so deeply addicted to all these instant gratification activities that your brain's trying to defend the use of them. Of course it doesn't want to stop these activities because it's giving them so much dopamine. So your brain's probably generating 100 excuses like, oh, video games aren't that bad, bro. Or like, oh, but it's okay, we have to have fun in life anyway. Like, you don't even know what fun is. Are these instant gratification activities actually that fun? Is video gaming as fun as it used to be when you first discovered gaming? Do drugs get you as high as they used to? Or are you just getting high just to not feel sober? Are you just getting high to feel normal? Do you actually remember all the hundreds of times you scrolled through social media, scrolled through TikTok? Do you actually enjoy the junk food that you're eating? Or do you just eat it mindlessly while you're watching something? Do you actually sit there and enjoy every bite and go, this is 10 out of 10 food. Oh yeah, this is so good. Or do you just stuff your face with the food while you're watching some show? So maybe you're not enjoying these instant gratification activities as much as you think. And once I've seen the true joy and enjoyment that can come from life when you're disconnected from chasing all this pleasure, that's when my life really went from 0 to 1, and I felt like a child again. I felt like that childlike enjoyment where you didn't feel like you had to be doing something. You could just be playing, having fun, jumping in a puddle, and life would be beautiful. So yeah, if you want to learn more about dopamine and these dopamine detoxes and living a more enjoyable lifestyle, feel free to subscribe. I'll definitely make more videos on this topic.